Thank you.
Now that we've gotten that vermin out of the way, you're next, Piccolo.
Hey, how's it going everyone? This is DCSG81 and today I would like to do a review for this latest, the SH Figuarts, the Cell First Form from the Dragon Ball Z. Yes, this is another of my wish list. Wow, I was excited when they first announced it and now it's finally on my hand. Let's get on to the box. As we know, this is the very standard box for all the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball line. If you do collect them, this is very familiar to you. There's a very nice pictures of Cell right over here. At this side of the box, there is nothing much other than the words of Cell First Form. And this is the portion where I get confused because I don't remember it being black and white pictures, but if I'm not mistaken, they are. Maybe I pay less attention to the side. And the back of the box is always my favorite, and yes, you can see all the beautiful pictures of this Cell First Form. And the very thing that is a bummer to me is that this rock piece is not an accessory that comes with this box. Yeah, it's sold separately. That's a bummer. Tamashii Nation, you could have just given us this piece. And let's get him out. Okay, so there are quite a number of surprises when I open this Cell First Form. The first thing is, yes, there are actually a separate compartment for additional accessory. I don't remember the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball line ever do this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I think this is the first time that they actually do this. Usually they will actually use a bigger box if I'm not wrong, instead of, you know, putting a separate compartment for it. I mean, this is cool. I don't mind about this. And the second one is they do come with this booklet, which is pretty nice. And the last one is the box. As you will have noticed just now, I have trouble opening it up because the flap is actually longer this time. And as you can see, they actually included some of the instructions on the box this time. Instead of giving us a paper with the manual, this is the manual now with the box. And let's see if there are some instruction over this flap as well. I'm not so sure. Let's open it up and have a look. Yep. Oh, yes, you can see that there are some further instructions on the accessory that it comes with, as well as how to put on his tail and things like that. Well, I do think this is a smart move on saving the paper, but at the same time, it's also forcing us collectors not to throw the box, because you will need this someday when you've forgotten how to, you know, put on some of the accessory. Yeah, very smart, Tamashii, very smart. Now behold, this is the Cell First Form right out of the box, and oh my god, it is beautiful and as perfect as I wish it to be. And it just comes with an underwear this time. NANI? No, this piece of plastic does looks like an underwear, as you can see. So we actually remove that right now. With that out of the way, let's take a closer look. Wow, wow, wow. And I'm pretty sure this is a new mold entirely just for this cell. And it does looks beautiful. I don't remember it having different kind of green on his body. Maybe I need to rewatch the animation again. Yeah, but it does looks very good. Everything is actually sculpted on. It's not just painting black spot. Wow, this is just nice. And again, the blue is also something that I don't remember it being blue. I really need to rewatch the movie again. It has been quite a while, but this does bring back a lots of memories, especially on my childhood memories. Wow, this is really nice, and wow, it's kind of sharp here, so do be very careful about it. And let's take a look at his back again. My goodness, just look at his insect flap. Wow, this is again a very nice one, and it's also sculpted on, not just painted black on the mold itself. This is very nice. Everything is being sculpted on, and I'm pretty sure this have a high production cost because everything is being made as a new, so I'm not surprised if they are going to milk this body many times. Maybe in another SDCC they will repaint this guy into some other colors and sell it again or maybe they call it the comic accurate or the animation accurate or whatever it is. Take a look at his face. This is spot on Cell. Wow, this is really nice. My goodness, I just love it. And I know you guys actually noticed something is missing for this guy, which is his tail, of course. So I will actually put it on right now. So yes, it does comes with 2 pieces of tail that can be, wow, okay, I didn't know that the back of his tail is actually black. Is this really the case in the anime? But I'm pretty sure Tamashii is correct because they are always very detailed in when it comes to the Dragon Ball series. So let's connect these two together. Yep, as simple as that. And connect this to his back. Okay, so we might need to move the flap. Yeah, it has some articulation as well. So let's put it on. Okay, so this does take some efforts to actually slot it in, but eventually you will get it. And be very careful with the flap because as you notice, it is just a very small joint on it. Is easily breakable, I'm pretty sure. So just be very gentle with it. Yes, wow, this is really beautiful with the tail on it now. Wow, this is really something. Now let's move on to the articulations for this guy. I will start with the head. So he can looks to the right, looks to the left. As you can see, it's a separate neck, so he does move with it. And looking up, yep, pretty good. Looking down, I believe it should be even better. So if you want to, you can even tilt his head. Yep, that's a pretty good range over there. As for his hand, he can turn 360 degrees. No problem there. I just noticed this piece is actually a separate piece. As you can see, it can be moved out for more articulation, especially if you want to do this. Wow, just take a look at the range. He can really move his hand all the way up. And he also comes with a butterfly joints that you can see allows his arm to move outwards. As a shivers on his arm, a double joint elbow, a movable hands, 2 points of articulations. The first articulation is actually on his chest instead of on the torso. So you can see the moment you move him is actually on this greener piece. Yeah, the movement is not that much, unfortunately. And for his waist, you can actually move a lot more. And let's see how well he can bend forward. Wow, okay, not too bad. And bending backwards. Yeah, just like this. Is there any pull down mechanism for the legs? Nope. A leg shavels, a double joint knee, and his feet can move up and down, turning side to side. And of course, there aren't any toe hinges for these beautiful legs. Now let's see how well this cell can do a split. Yeah, it's just like this because of the design of his leg that is hindering it. And let's move on to his flap. As we've seen just now, he can actually open it up, but it just go as far as this one. Don't try to go all the way, it will break this joint here. So yes, I think this is a pretty good range. Yep, pretty good. And for his tail, I believe there are a few points of articulations. So let's count. One is over here, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. So there are 4 points of articulation that you can actually move it around. Yep, pretty good there. And I think there is a bummer for me, at least, because I tried to actually do a pose whereby the tail is actually going all the way to the front, like he's trying to, you know, suck the person up, but it just couldn't do it. Maybe it's just me because I'm bad at the articulations as always. So yeah, I've been trying to do that. And yeah, I think this is the best that I can do. Yeah, just let me know if you can do it any better. Yeah, and this piece here again is pretty sharp, so be very careful, and I believe is breakable. So just be very careful not to fall on his tail. And now we'll move on to the accessory. As always, I'll start with the hand. So he does come with a pair of closed fist hand that's already on the figure, a pair of relaxed hands, a pair of open palms hands with a very sharp fingernails, a pair of grabbing hands which looks like it's grabbing someone on the neck, and lastly another pair of grabbing hands or the Kamehameha hands. And next, he just comes with an interchangeable parts for his tail. So this is the one that actually comes with it, and this is where he actually open up to suck the Android 17 in. Yeah, this is rather neat. Wow, I'm really happy they decided to give this as an accessories. And next, it just comes with 3 more interchangeable faces. The very default one is this one, which is very serious, and he just comes with this one with a slightly open mouth, and another one with an open mouth. Yes, I do know your questions. I do have the same question. Why does it look very similar to the previous one? Well, according to the instructions on the box, it just seems like one of it is smiling. I think this is the smiling one, and this one is what they call the open mouth. Yeah, it looks very much the same actually. Oh, okay, so you can see there are a bit of a smirk here. So this is a smiling one, and you can see this one isn't much of a smirk, so this is just an open mouth. The last one is this screaming face. Yeah, this is a rather good one. I like this a lot. And apparently you can't fit this face onto this head, so they actually give a separate head parts that seems to have a wider place here to fit onto this face alone. Okay, so this one can only be fitted on this extra ones, while the other 2, including this one, can be placed on this existing one. Wow, that's a pretty good one. They actually makes another one just for the face. This is quite a good accessory, at least for me. Now next, let's try to put on some of the beautiful accessory onto this guy. I will start with the hands as always. So it's as easy as just pulling it out and just slot it in. Yep. Now this does looks very cool. Next, we'll try to change the portions here for his tail. You just need to pull it out like this and just pop this in. Yes, it's as simple as that. Wow, we just look at that. This is really cool. But somehow when I put on it now, I do wish that this actually is slightly bigger, so it really looks like it's trying to suck up the whole person there. This hole is kind of too small for a real person to go in.
You should have listened to your friend.
And lastly, let's try to interchange the face. So I believe it's just as easy as pulling out this portion here. Yep. And then you just have to remove the face, and let's put in the face that you want, and just covering it back up with the existing head. And now you have a smiling first form cell. The same goes for changing the one that is screaming. Yep, so you just have to pull on the face first like this, and then just cover it up with the one that they give as an extra accessories. Yes, so this does looks very cool and nice. Wow. And this pose is just beautiful. Wow. If you enjoyed this video, do click on the likes button. And next, we'll move on to the size comparison. So I'll start off with some SH Figuarts Dragon Ball. I have this latest Goku from the Dragon Ball Superhero, as well as this Vegeta right over here. And next, let's have Gohan from the Superhero series as well, which I think is quite a perfect figures. And how can we miss his mentor, the full Namekian Piccolo? And of course, how can we miss comparing with this Android 17 as well as Android 18? Yep, they are all together in the same saga. And I almost forget to compare with this trunk. Yes, looking very good next to him, as well as this Android 16. Wow, okay, so he's taller than him. And how can we miss by comparing with his perfect form cell? Wow, so it looks rather different. I really hope they will make the second form cell after he consumed the Android 17, which I believe should be slightly taller. Yep, just can't wait for that to happen. And let's do some comparisons with this Frieza as well. Wow, okay, this is what I meant, that they should at least given us some rock for him to stand with. So I think it looks pretty cool if they have the rock to stand with to compare with this Frieza. Now next, let's talk about the scale for this first form Cell. If I'm not mistaken, he is pretty tall, and by comparing him with Goku, yes, I think the scale is pretty much there. And even comparing with the perfect form Cell, yes, it does seems to be alright, but I still believe that he should be slightly more taller than both of them, and it is more obvious if you compare him to this Piccolo here. Yes, he should be at least like this size here, and you can check out these pictures here. Yep, the first form Cell is supposed to be more taller than what you see right here. So in this case alone, I know a lot of you guys says that he's slightly short. Yep, you guys are right. And the next one, let's talk about the price for this guy, and you wouldn't believe me when I tell you that this Cell is only 6,500 yen. It's almost rare that I would say that the SH Figuarts action figures are still on the 6,000 yen, because most of them have already been increased to 7,000 to 8,000 yen. But this guy, seeing that it is all new mold and a new characters, and it is not an exclusive, wow, they are keeping the price real low for this guy here. I just couldn't believe the price is still at the 6,500 yen. So yes, the price is really good for this first form Cell. So my final verdict for this first form Cell, based on all the star ratings so far, is going to be a 9 out of 10. Yes, aesthetically it looks beautiful, articulation is good, the accessory, yeah, kind of lacking in some way, but I think that is suffice. I do deduct some points because they are refusing to give us that rock. And as for the scale, yeah, he's pretty much on the short side. I do hope that they actually make him taller. So for those of you who are Dragon Ball Z fans, I do think that this is a must-have to be collected into your Dragon Ball collection. So I do hope that you enjoy my review, and most importantly is help you to decide whether you should get this figure, and I'll catch you again in my next video. Now do watch this video right now or I will suck you in.